A Happy Dog's Diary by Rachel Leigh-White. Chapter 1. My arrival at Bantry House. My mother was an Irish terrier, like myself. I was very fat and round then. I had short legs and a podgy pink tummy, so I had to be carried up and down the stairs as I was too fat to walk. The name of the place I was taken to was Bantry House. My Missy's names were Clodagh and Rachel Leigh-White. When I arrived, I was taken up the stairs to the schoolroom, where tea was always ready. And all throughout tea they discussed what I was to be called, with Fitty, their governess. At last they decided I was to be called Kerry. Then one Missy went to the cupboard, got out a basket with a nice blanket for me, and I went to sleep a happy dog. Chapter 2. The Grey Kitten. The next day I was introduced to somebody who was not at all like a puppy, all over grey fur and much smaller than I was. It was a kitten. I thought it looked a nice thing to play with, so I put my paw on it and patted it, and it was frightened and ran away under the sofa and looked out at me. At last I settled to go to sleep, as my missies were doing their lessons, and I got into my basket and tried to go to sleep. But all the time I had one eye on the kitten. She thought I was asleep. She crept over to my basket and looked at me. I sat up and she ran away again. But in a few days we were getting quite friendly, and I believe we would have been great friends if the poor kitty had not had an accident and died. Poor thing. Chapter 3. Excitement. I was about 2 months old now and getting quite a big dog when one day big boxes began to arrive in my Missy's room. There was great excitement. My Missy's had stopped lessons now and everybody was hurrying about, and all my Missy's toys were being put into the boxes. I asked little Missy what was happening, and she told me that she and big Missy were going away and I was not going with them. This made me very sad. But at that moment, the Missy's father came in, so I could not ask any more questions. Next day, little Missy told me that I was going to the place where I was born. This cheered me up a lot, and I went off a fairly happy dog in the pony cart. Chapter 4. A Happy Day for Me. I had been staying at my old home for about a month when one evening I heard the hall doorbell ring, and when she opened the door, there stood little Missy. I was so overcome with joy that I almost fell down the stairs and bounded across the hall into the Missy's arms, licking her face and dancing round her legs in joy. I was then taken home. When I got to the schoolroom, there was my basket, sitting by the fire, and Missy's toy dog sitting in it. This dog was a special favourite of mine, which I had bitten the ear off and pulled the stuffing out in several places. The only person who was not there was Big Missy, but when she came home the next day, I was very happy. Chapter 5. My First Christmas. Fitty had gone away and my missies were hanging up holly. At last it was 7:30 and my missies went to bed, each pinning a stocking to their beds. Next morning I was brought in to see them in bed, and I was petted a lot, and while they opened their stockings I ate bedroom slippers under the bed. After little cracks which rather frightened me, until I discovered that they were crackers. Well, I had quite a good day, and I was given a bone. That night I'd been put into bed, and I got up and I pulled a box of sweets off the table, and I chewed them all up. It was fun. Chapter 6. A Very Long Journey. It was about the beginning of April when again enormous boxes appeared. But this time Missy told me I was going with them. I was very excited because I had never been away before. At last the day arrived, and I was taken to the pier in the pony cart. We were going by boat to a dear little house called the Shooting Lodge, belonging to the Missy's father. It was a lovely place, surrounded by woods and mountains. Chapter 7. My Missies are going away again. A little while after we came back, my Missies went away again, and to my great joy, I went back to the lodge. The person who takes care of me is called Katie, and I'm very fond of her. She always takes care of me when the Missies go away. I had a very nice time there. I stayed about 3 months. The 25th of July was a great day for me. What do you think? I was exactly 1 year old. Nobody knew it, except my doggy friends, of course. A few weeks after this, I was taken back to Bantry again. My Missies were there, and I was delighted to see them again, and I told them what a happy holiday I'd had. Chapter 8. The last. I am now a full-sized dog, a little too high in the legs perhaps. I'm 2 years old now, and I've had a very happy life so far. Even though I'm grown up, I have not forgotten my mischievous puppy ways. I often go to the lodge now and see Katie and remember my first stay there. I'm still devoted to my Missies, and so I should be after all they and dear Fitty have done for me. So I think I am a happy, lucky dog. Don't you? Goodbye. The end. Written in loving memory of little Missy and dear Fitty as a remembrance of my puppyhood days.